So, okay, so, you know, you've been this long time networker, building, giving referrals, making referrals. That whole ROI business is much about referrals. That's how you build the business.
It's 100% referral based.
And so that got you thinking, and as an entrepreneur, you've been spending a lot of time thinking about, well, how can I do that better? How can I teach other people how to do it, but how can we do that better? And that led to, what, a year or so ago, or a year and a half, 2 years ago, coming up with this idea called 1 Degree Connected you got on your shirt. Yeah. So tell everybody, I mean, I love 1 Degree Connected, and you know, and that's another reason why I wanted to have you on, because this is cool. It's not only cool technology, but it's a use of technology to help us do something that we really ought to be and can be and should be doing in real life anyway. So Howard, tell us about 1 Degree.
Sure. Well, the background to 1 Degree is I spent my corporate life doing corporate turnarounds in the office automation industry. So I've worked with salespeople for 25 years, started ROI, and one of the things that my clients will always ask is, you know, is there a better way for my sales reps to get out there and get business? How can they network like you, or how do they do what you do? And you know, you try and educate and teach and refer people to leadership organizations and say, you know, go talk to Kevin, he can help your company dramatically, those kind of things. But it's still a process. And what most companies have found over time is that cold calling really doesn't work. It's all about relationships, and to get relationships take a lot of time. So people have started doing a lot of the live networking events, and in our market it's a Rainmaker type thing, or you know, BNI or a chamber event.
Yep.
And those are all great events, and you have to be involved in those so people know who you are. You want to be known in your community or in your sphere, at least as hopefully as a leader, or at least as someone remarkable enough that you know people want to talk to. But in turn, you also want to be able to get to decision makers. And the problem with most salespeople are they spend a huge amount of time, you know, maybe a 1 to 2% return of their time, cold calling, marketing, trying to do things to get to decision makers, and it doesn't return them a value back that's really worthwhile. So as I looked at that and spent the time looking at that over the years, it made sense to me to build a tool, because there was nothing out there that really leveraged those relationships. There's all kinds of social media. Twitter's great. You know, Kevin turned me on to Twitter, and I'm a Twitteraholic now.
No, there's LinkedIn, there's Facebook,
there's all these things that are just, they're great social tools. They're great ways to have a light touch and sort of get a glimpse into people's worlds, but most people really don't have the time or the wherewithal to build a relationship through those, or leverage the relationships that other people know through those things. So you can't get to the decision makers or know who you know. You know, if I want to meet somebody, I don't know if you know them or not. The only way I'd find that out is asking you specifically. And if you have a large database of people, let's say you know 1,000 people, it's hard to ask every one of them, do you know this one person?
Do you know this person? Do you know this person? Do you know this person?
Yeah.
And it's about asking that very specific request, which
Correct.
is one thing for me to know what kinds of businesses you're looking for, which I do. It's another thing for me to know that you're looking for person X that I know in Saugatuck, Michigan, and I would have no idea.
That's right.
I don't know why I picked Saugatuck, but I would have no idea that you're looking to know that person in Saugatuck, Michigan, or that person at General Motors, or that person at John Deere, or whatever.
Right. Nobody's going to know that you're, even though you're a fantastic leadership coach and have an awesome business, they may not know that you are the king of antique tractors.
Hey, we're going to have to talk.
And I'm sure you'll hit it later.
It'll happen to show up sometime. There's a tractor.
Oh, there you go,
so
John Deere.
I'll just put that on for the rest, because it kind of matches your shoe.
Go.
So just for a minute, I'll put the John Deere hat on.
Hat.
You know, thank you, Howard, because it is on my list, and I don't know if I'd have gotten to it. So if you didn't know, someone sometime asked me a question. By the way, someone asks me a great question about antique John Deere tractors, and once I see that, I'm going to send you a special gift. Just, I don't even know what yet, but it's going to be awesome. I promise. Okay?
So, all that said, we basically started designing a solution that made it more efficient, more productive, cost-effective, and a way for people to truly get the ability to be introduced to the decision makers they want to meet. But not only one introduction, but multiple introductions. Because what people also tend to do is they say, sure, I know Guy, let me make an introduction. Well, if I introduce somebody to Guy, I'll probably talk to him. If you introduce somebody to Guy, Guy will definitely talk to him. Because you and Guy have a much stronger relationship. I've known Guy for a few years, and I like him, respect him, think he does a great job. But my relationship from a comparison point, on a 1 to 10 scale, 10 being the strongest, mine and Guy's relationship is probably a 6 or 7. I know him, he knows me, I know what he does, I can refer people to him, vice versa. But we're not talking on a daily, weekly basis. Where yours and mine maybe in a 9, 9.5, or a 10. So it becomes easy, and that level of introduction plays into that the referral from that person. So if you can all of a sudden leverage that and get multiple introductions, so if 4 or 5 people that knew Guy on a scale of 3 to 7 said, Guy, meet Steve, And all 3 of these people, or 4 of these people said for Guy to meet Steve, he at least is going to cause some kind of buzz and say, you know what, don't know Steve, but I do know these guys a little bit. And if they're all saying I need to talk to them, maybe I should take a few minutes to do that. So we built a tool around that concept and basically made it very simple for people, made it protected and secure, which is the other thing. You know, if you're a smart salesperson, you don't want to leverage your relationships or leave all your contacts somewhere where everybody else can see them and farm them.
Yep.
So you want to protect and secure.
So tell us, so they can go to 1degree.
OneDegreeConnected.com.
So I'm going to write that down.
Yep.
And I know that Jenny told me that you said you were going to offer anyone at the party a deal. So
absolutely.
What's the deal?
We've got a special that we'll do for your followers today and your watchers, that if they sign up on the site for a 1-year subscription, we will match that and give them a year free.
Okay. And what do they have to do to know that that's going to happen?
All they have to do is put in a referral code HB2.
HB2.
When they sign up, they'll ask for a referral code, put in HB2, and we'll be able to track from there, and we'll give them a 1-year extension in their subscription.
Awesome. So it's a year free.
Correct.
It's basically a year free. I know that everyone loves free.